Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This video goes with activity 2.3.6, residential electrical systems. So what I expect you to do is read through this, but you will be using a form to capture your answers. First part of this, you're going to get some notes from me. I'll provide these in the assignment so you can download the notes and have them ready and not use these because it's probably broken on your computer. Then you will read these websites. This one's going to take a little bit of time to read, but go ahead and go through it. And step 2 is where you kind of describe some things that you should have gotten from the reading. So you might read these questions before you read these websites. Step 3 is we're going to talk about daylighting. Step 4 is where you're going to look at the amount of fenestration on your southern exposure, your southern elevation. So we'll need to look at those percentages there. And step 5 is where you're going to locate your electrical meter and panel. Step 6 is where you're going to do your preliminary electrical plan sketch. Make sure you go through this content here to understand what is needed. And I'll explain more in just a moment there. Step 7 is your electrical service line and for where your house is going to be on site. Then step 8 we're going to skip, and I've got a couple of questions that I want you to answer here as conclusions. So you'll be using this form here. So let's look at this. Put your name and date here. This goes with step 2, so the 3 general classifications of lighting and what daylighting is. Give me an example. So you just go through these and you read what the prompts are here. If it's kind of blue like this, you need to write something there. Remember, complete sentences in your own words. Don't copy and paste off the interwebs. This one, I want a large picture of your floor plan here. You'll have to use arrange in order to move the arrow around and then provide an explanation. Make sure it's easy for me to digest and understand. This one is some calculations about the percent of fenestration. This goes with step 4. And if you look down here at the bottom of this, if you grab this bottom bar up and pull it up, I have an example of the calculations you should be doing right there. So hopefully if you look at that example, you can figure out how to find the east wall, the west wall, the south wall, and the percent times 1.5 for the west and east wall together. And then put a picture of your east, west, and south walls here so I can see what they look like. And then you're going to answer this question. And then I want you to put a screenshot of your south wall before and after. If you didn't have to make a change, just put a screenshot here and put no change needed. I suspect, though, that you probably had to make a change. On step 5, you're going to tell me where your meter and your main panel are. So put your screenshot of your floor plan here. Use a little rectangle that's got a color on it and label it as meter and label it as panel. One of these will be on the outside and one is on the inside. They should be pretty close together. The thing is, the copper wiring needed to go between the meter and the panel is expensive. It's very heavy duty. It should be able to pull around 200 amps probably, and that kind of copper wire is expensive, so you want those pretty close together. In step 6, we're going to use Google, and in Google you have these shape tools here where you can have these kinds of shapes and these kind of arrows and these kind of callouts and these kinds of equation symbols. You also have the line tool here, so you can do curves, and then once you draw the curve you can make it connected or make it dashed and that sort of thing. So we're going to use what Google has to make your electrical plan, because it doesn't have the symbols that you need for the official electrical plan. We're going to kind of wing it in this using the slides. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up with your own symbol and what it is. So you'll need a symbol for outlets and a symbol for 1, 2, and 3-way switches, and you'll need a symbol for just the different things that you're going to do here. So you'll need the different symbols and then the description of what it is. And then you're actually going to put in a full page screenshot of your floor plan here. I would suggest go and do background, choose an image, and just add your floor plan as a background. Make sure your screenshot is approximately this shape so that it doesn't stretch it, and then use the shapes and lines to go in and define your own electrical plan. Make it a different color than your screenshot so it's easy to understand your floor plan. In step 7, you're going to identify the location of your house and where you're going to connect to the overhead lines. So pay attention to the scale. Right here, this lot is about, let's see, it's about 148 foot square. And this is where your building can sit, and it's 25 feet back and 25 feet away here and 25 feet away here. And I think it's got a 10-foot line here. Yeah, 10-foot build line here. So it has to fit inside this box. Try to approximate your scale on this. So you can just use the rectangle tool or the poly tool to draw the shape of your house right here. And then you're going to figure out where your power line is going to come in. This is your overhead electrical right here and right here. So you could run it across here or across here. It just needs to kind of match up with what you set on your floor plan, and that's going to show where it connects. This would be the north face here, south and east and west. So step 8 we're going to skip, and then you've got 3 conclusion questions to answer here. When you're done with this, produce a PDF and turn it in. Let me know via email or join me in Zoom if you have any questions.